Sean here. Let's get some people in here. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. I'm actually gonna pause that. Come on in. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about this Sean Diddy Combs verdict. I usually do not touch on any celebrity type news unless it's dealing with something biblically or but I want to talk about this today. July 2nd, 2025. Boy, I'm waiting for people to come on in. Hope everybody getting the notifications. I had quite a few people who have said they have not gotten my notifications. Whoever's coming on in, come on in. We're going to talk about the Sean Diddy Combs verdict. I got something to say. Your girl got some words. So I'm just trying to wait for everybody to come on in. Come on in. So, yeah, today is a sad day. Our judicial system once again has failed us. My thing is this. I'm gonna wait for some more people to come in so I can say what I need to say. And I know some people may say, why is this affecting me in this way? Woo, this is a tough one, I tell you. Thank you for joining GVDM TV family. Your girl Mika LaShawn here talking about the Sean Diddy Combs verdict. Just came in a few hours ago. So just waiting for some more people to come on in so I can give my my take on it. Also going to be listening to Roland S. Martin, his take on it live. He's getting he got the results a few hours ago live, so we'll be listening in to his audio, Roland S. Martin's audio, and then I'm going to give my take on this ridiculous verdict. But this is the America that we now live in. And mind you, these celebrities, especially these celebrity men, they've been getting away with this. They've been getting away with domestic violence. This was beyond domestic violence. It just was on a whole nother level. So yes, I am pissed. I usually am reserved, am upbeat, but I do keep it real, and I'm still gonna keep it classy. But I am very disturbed by what today has brought in our judicial system in America. And I can't make this up. I was already considering What this said I was going to talk about today, if y'all could read that. Leaving America. And it was before I found out what today's verdict. Hey, sis. No, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. And though this man is a celebrity, I'm pissed because our judicial system failed these women miserably. Failed even men have been affected by this man. So I want to talk about it. I just found out the verdict probably about an hour ago because I hadn't even turned my TV on because, as y'all see, I had another video that came out an hour and a half ago or something. But I didn't even really think it was going to affect me this way. But when I tell you my other video that I just put out today, it was speaking, I think I spoke on the Diddy when they were deliberating, and I was speaking on it in that video, and the verdict today had not yet come out. And so did this video yesterday, got it out today, had not turned my TV on, and I didn't want to turn it on because I didn't know if a verdict had been reached, and I wanted to give my commentary from what I felt this man was guilty on. A genuine opinion of mine. And just an opinion, but based off of facts that were spoken in this court. Now, today, right now, we're going to listen to a little of Roland Martin's commentary as he heard the verdict live. I want to listen in on some of that commentary, give my take on it. But I think it's affecting me even more so because I am a survivor of, you know, I got to watch my wording here. A survivor of the SEX UAL assault. Hey, right back at you, sis. And now I have not gone through the DV part of it. Thank God. However, when you listen to Cassie's testimony, when you listen to Mia's testimony, now the one who was kind of all over the place was this Jane Doe. She was all over the place. I will agree with that. But I do think she was telling the truth on a lot of what was said. Hey, Crystal, baby. And so, hearing this verdict today, it's just like, what the hell? Like, these jurors go in there knowing that anytime somebody can be called for jury duty, they act like they really don't want to be there. And like, you know, I understand your name just comes up, so it's kind of forced upon you. You don't know what case you're going to be a juror on or whatnot. But when you go in there, you are supposed to go in there with an open mind. You're supposed to go in there willing to hear all the facts. You're supposed to go in there hoping that you will prevail with justice. Yes, the system is so broken. And it's even more broken for those who are celebrities who have cases. For people like Diddy who have all the money in the world, but look who our leader is. Look who our flipping leader is. Our leader is corrupt. Our leader have done these acts to women. And in this case, this Buster Diddy, he was doing it to women and men. Just sick. All the way around. So yeah, I said let me jump on because like I said, I had literally just put a video out an hour and a half ago, hour and 45 minutes ago, whatever it was, worked on it yesterday, got it out today, had just put that out and was addressing while they were deliberating what my thoughts of it was. So please go check out that video first, even though now a verdict has been given. And then I get done with that video, I go in there, turn the TV on, and this is what I see. And so yeah, it's affecting me right now because like I said, it's too many of us who have gone through certain things of this caliber or worse or less, but needless to say, most don't even want to speak up. And then we got people saying, well, why don't they say nothing woo 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 right away? For what? For this bull crap? For yes, don't get me wrong. Cassie, she was a participant. Mia was a participant. Thought she was in a real relationship with this character. Jane Doe, a participant. The list just goes on and on. And then you got this, I still gotta keep it classy. And I serve the Lord at all times. But right now, I just want to just be real with y'all right now. So, but then you got this Gina and went on Tasha K. Gina and went on, I think, one other platform, gave her story, not once but twice, that this man DV'd her over and over and over again, but only not to show up at court. And went off somewhere, but then miraculously showed up yesterday and gave a Vegas interview. Yeah. But once again, look who our leader is. Look who our leader is. Thank you, lifestyle. Thank you. Thank you, Jamaican Queen. Thank you, CC. I need that right now because, like I said, I knew I was bothered, but I've been watching this since the beginning. Like when Kim Porter passed on. And my opinion is she was deleted. So I'm gonna go with that. Allegedly. I felt a certain kind of way. I felt a certain kind of way about even that way couple of years back. When she first was reported no longer with us. And we know as women, we have a woman's intuition. And no, we aren't always right, but a high percentage is right on the money. And let me tell you, I have always felt that man has something to do with her no longer being here. Have always felt that. And even before all these other stories was coming out, I was speaking on it, and I wanted justice, even if justice just for the twins' mother, Kim Porter. I wanted justice. I wanted them to open up that case again and investigate, because I felt like this dude got away with it. And this is your kid's mother. Someone that you claim so close to your heart, dear to your heart, you in love with and everything. Above even everybody else. Now with Cassie, I believe he was obsessed with Cassie. But I do believe in his distorted head, he thought he was in love with Kim. I do believe that. But something just didn't sit right with me on that. And if for no one else, I wanted justice to be done. Of course, for all of them involved who he has wronged. I mean, from the groups, Day 26, and the list just goes on and on and on. And then now they were saying he had something to do with Aaliyah's, unaliving, allegedly. That has come out. The list, Tupac, Biggie, the list just goes on and on. But needless to say, the jurors, first of all, I didn't understand why most of the jurors were in their 70s, late 60s and 70s. Why? Because they just have nothing to do. They just sitting around Manhattan in a luxury home or penthouse apartment or whatever. I just didn't understand that. And then you had less women on there than you did men. When most of this has happened, it was the women that were witnesses, more so. So let me take a breath, because y'all, when I tell y'all this verdict has really, and don't get me wrong, he was found guilty on 2 counts of 5. But mind you, if I'm not mistaken, I thought they said it started out where there were like 30-something counts. But for some reason, they focused on these 5 counts. And so, found guilty 2 of the 5. But it's the lesser, it's the, I think the transportation by prostitution one that he was found guilty on. Now, Jane Doe's, no, I think it's Cassie's that he was found. But 2 counts out of the 5 where he was found guilty, those carry, I believe, a maximum of 10 years each. But minimum probation. So now, his attorneys, which they did their job, their defense attorneys, they did what they were supposed to do. But they're gloating, just like the arrogant client. His sons are arrogant. And I hope them little busters are brought down to their kneecaps, to their ankles. And I know scripture says don't fight evil with evil. I ain't talking about fighting evil with evil. But justice somehow, some way has to be reached, has to prevail. Because they might couldn't get him on everything, but them little busters walking around, especially that Christian who want to now rename himself King Combs, ain't nothing about you, dude. No king. Nothing. Nothing. So I'm going to call you Christian. Your name. Christian Combs needs to be brought down with his arrogant self. Justin, he already got some stuff brewing that he about to go through. But see, now with his his father getting the lesser counts of the serious counts. This was set precedents that they're going to get away with it too. Then you got to look at everyone, not everyone, but there's a lot of men after I just watched coming out of court, and they're victim shaming Cassie, victim shaming. Then they pretty much was harassing Tisa for Tisa Tales, harassing her, like 2 or 3 of them, just men harassing her. Thank God she has security there. But what does this say in where we live in America? That not only was the men, these celebrity men, getting away with it already, these athletes getting a slap on the wrist and woo woo woo, until something treacherous happens, till someone's unalive. That's when people wake up. But now you got the people in the music industry. So, now don't get me wrong. I don't think this Buster gonna go back and start having his worldly freak offs. I don't think he gonna do that, cause he know it's too hot. Because even if they put him, which I hope not, on probation, he won't be able to do anything. And he already said that if he was found not guilty, he was going to leave America. He was going to leave America. This is what they're saying. As of yesterday, this came out. So now, the prosecution and the judge has to have a way to make it where this dude can't even flee the country. Because, see, those other people who are co-conspirators should have had they butt up in court too. Let's go ahead and listen to Roland Martin as the verdict comes in, and I'll give my commentary on it. And I apologize for me getting emotional about this, but like I said, I am a survivor of part of this, and so it just really touched me away. Because in one of the instances to this day, I never turned that person in. Never spoke up. Told my then best friend about it, but never, can you say? Well, I could. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for coming over, GVDM TV family. Hit the subscribe and the hearts and the like, if you will. Happy birthday, Zaza, if I'm saying that correctly. Happy birthday to you, honey. And blessings and good vibrations your way. Be safe today. Enjoy your born day. I love you. Yahweh loves you more. Don't forget that. We need to hear that more often. You welcome, Lauren. Stay with me. We're about to listen to the live verdict of Sean Diddy Combs.
Combs sex trafficking trial. So the jury is in there. Actually, the verdict is being read right now.
Can y'all hear that okay?
Sean Diddy Combs asked the U.S. Marshals could he pray with his family. They allowed that to happen.
You hear that? This Buster asked to pray with his family before this verdict was read. Were you praying before you watched one of them get urinated on? And you got off on it, you dirty predator bastard. Did you pray before that? Did you seek out Yahweh before that? Would be my question. See, it's stuff like this. I'm telling you, just get, woo.
Sean Combs found not guilty of racketeering. That's coming in.
Can y'all give me a heart so I know y'all hear it okay?
Again, that was
and y'all liking the commentary thus far, please. Appreciate everyone who's stopping in and who's staying in. Thank you. I love y'all for it. For your support.
Now they have the other counts. You got a total of 5 counts. Remember, they 5 or 6. They reached a partial verdict on some of these counts.
Yeah, I am.
Partial verdict on some of these counts.
I am. This is the world we live in, though. Whoever just came in, we're listening to the verdict of Sean Diddy Combs being read on each count.
The sex trafficking one, the RICO charge, leading a RICO enterprise, so found not guilty when it comes to sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. Remember, all of this really started with the lawsuit that she filed against him in the New York, and then was published in the New York Times.
So he found not guilty on the actual, I gotta say that way,
homes in Los Angeles,
trafficking, SEX trafficking,
and so what ended up happening
pertaining to Cassie
by the FBI, by the Department of Homeland Security, and others that led to Sean Diddy Combs being. One second.
CC, can you hear this? Okay, can y'all hear this? As he's speaking on the verdict, can y'all hear it?
So he was found guilty on count 5.
Okay.
Found guilty on count 3, I think. So let me pull up what actually happened here.
Sound like he was found guilty on count 5, count 3. Trying to figure out which counts those are. I know one of them was for the transportation.
So he's been found guilty on 2 counts
of
prostitution. For the purpose of prostituting.
For the purpose of prostituting.
We're waiting on one more count. So Sean Diddy Combs found guilty on 2 counts, not guilty on sex trafficking and the RICO charge. We're waiting on the jury to announce one more particular verdict. This, of course, was a very quick trial that came forward.
Mind you, let me say this. Not to mention, those jurors, to me, I feel, was so, not all, but I think there was 1 or 2 they said that was being problematic, that wasn't trying to really see it for the evidence that was presented. Like their mind had already been made up and they kind of was more so pro Diddy, which was shocking because one of them was an older lady. But they did not even deliberate long at all. It's almost like I feel like they were more worried about hurrying up, giving a verdict so they can go enjoy their holiday weekend coming up, instead of doing what our judicial system asks for in cases like this. And this is why I don't understand why people are forced to be on a jury instead of accepting people who want to volunteer to be on a jury. Because there are some people or advocate type people who would be a juror, but then I guess it's because they say, I think you should still be vetted so you're not biased before a trial starts. But like I said, this has been going on for what, 5.5 weeks, nearly 6 weeks. There are people who sit on a jury for months at a time. And these biscuit heads was only on the jury for 6 weeks. And you mean to tell me you came back with a verdict less than 72 hours that was for this buster? Hi, Renita. Hi, honey. How are you? Thank you for coming over to GBDM TV. Thank you. Hope you end up joining the family. Hit the subscribe if you want to. It's free, y'all, to hit the subscribe. There's also a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Even if you want a thumbs down, prefer you not to. But hey, it's up to you. But that way, that just lets them know that you are human. You're not a bot. And leave a comment on what, if you know what I'm speaking of, far as the Sean Diddy Combs, and you watched or have your take on it or what the verdict now is, jot it down in the comments for me, because I will be going back and I will be looking at how you all feel about it. Like I said, I got a little heated earlier, emotional, did not know it was going to affect me to this to this caliber, but it has, because I'm so tired of watching things go on that is just uncivilized, no morals and values of one's character, and they are constantly getting away with it just because they have money. Because had this been just your regular schmo blow, his butt wouldn't be getting out. After seeing those pictures of what was done to Cassie, the video, all of the above, and then not to mention the other witnesses and the men, yes, Renita, the other men, the security who was witnesses, I mean, they would have found him probably guilty on all charges. And then the other thing is, did they not listen to the prosecution when they went back over to let them know what RICO actually mean? Because as soon as we hear RICO, and until it was broken down, I too thought it meant it had to be a big enterprise. But it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be a big enterprise. It just had to be where someone who was over that organization, that company, was misusing money, time, anything of that nature, the finances. That's racketeering. That's why it's such a broad charge. But see, the thing is, if they would have found him guilty of more than 2 counts out of the 5, then they would have had to find him guilty of the count 1, which was the racketeering. What I have it down here, racketeering. Let me get it. Racketeering. It says, racketeering by conspiracy. I wanted to get the right term used. And this man, racketeering also consists of fraud. This man is a walking fraudster himself. For one, he was a monster, presenting himself all these years of a 20+ year span of representing himself as one way out in public, but behind closed doors, he was doing all this dirt. That's fraud. He was having the women thinking, some of them, they were going to spend time alone, but then when they got wherever they were supposed to get to, these freak-off hotels, then all of a sudden, here's a man. Here's a male prostitute. Oh, yeah, we're going to be doing this tonight. But this is not what you represented before when I decided to go on this date with you. But you know what? Yes, these women were gullible. Yes, they were gullible. But look how old Cassie was when she got with him. She was 18, 19 years old. Were we most, or not some of us, gullible at that age? Did we not think, oh my God, somebody, an older guy like me? Like what? Come on, man. All right, let's get back to it for the next charge to be
First of
read.
all, again, charges last year. Trial started in May, lasted about 6 to 7 weeks.
This is Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show. Y'all can go support his. I'm already subscribed to his channel, but y'all can go support him as well. Roland S. Martin. So now I will say I wasn't always a someone who liked Roland S. Martin's character years back, but I can say he do keep it raw and real to what he believe in, and so you can't knock the man for that. But as of lately, I do like a lot of what he's standing for more now, far as us people of color, and just what's right and what's wrong, but like I said, I don't agree with everything that he talks about and represents. But yeah, if you all want to go follow him, go follow him. That's who I'm listening to today as the verdict is being read. I missed that part of it, but I did go watch Tisa Tales as she was going over her commentary to how she felt about the verdict as well. And like I said earlier, she was getting attacked right there outside the courthouse by men because she was for Diddy being prosecuted. Like, why are y'all celebrating this monster, man? What is wrong with people?
And so this was an extremely, like I say, quick one. Typically, they last longer. He wanted
if y'all can hit the thumbs up, please. Those who are in here, I appreciate you for it. Thank you. Because I need this to get out, so other women or even some men are gonna feel a certain way today about it. Who I need more people to know that there are more of us sticking together, and that believe that he should have been prosecuted and found guilty of the racketeering, definitely as well.
How many years could that he potentially be sentenced to?
Very backwards
as a result of that. So we're waiting on one particular one. So again, the major one, which was racketeering, leading the RICO charge, leading conspiracy. So count one, racketeering conspiracy, Sean Diddy Combs not guilty. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which is count two, not guilty.
Which the ex trafficking by coercion, I don't know how they didn't find this man guilty on that. Because these women didn't always know where they were going, or that he had paid for a prostitute. If I'm not mistaken, one of them said that they went to the hotel with him, but then next thing they know, this man and came just came out that he hired and was just told then. And I know people are going to say, well, these people could have left at any time. But when you look at the type of monster, I can't even call him a man, I will not call him a man, the type of monster that he is, because I don't believe he's been redeemed. I don't believe he's found the Lord. I hope he has. I hope he has. I hope he has repented for everything that he has done to someone. I hope that he doesn't come out being vindictive, revengeful when he does get out. But see, we got to also remember, he ain't out yet, because he's still, the 2 counts he was found guilty on, still carry a maximum of 10 years each. Now, the judge is going to decide his sentence. And I pray that this judge has a heart for these women and men who were taken advantage of, who were abused, who were coerced, who was frauded. I pray that he give this monster the maximum of 10 years per count. Because right now he's celebrating as though, oh, he a free bird and he about to go home. and eat lobster and whatever else they eat. Some fish eggs, caviar, whatever. I pray that he served the maximum. And that would be 20 years. And if he doesn't get the 20 years, that he at least get 10. This man should not get probation at all. But the thing is, with the prostitution part of it, a lot of times they try to give him a slap on the wrist. But I'm holding out. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that this man is gonna have to do minimum 10, maximum 20.
Count 3 was found guilty.
If y'all agree with me, put it down in the comments that you agree. If you don't agree, put you disagree, and then tell me why you disagree. I want to go back and read it.
Of five charges against Sean Diddy Combs, he has been found not guilty on 3 of those particular charges.
At Arizona Virtual Academy, we know your child deserves the best. That's why we offer.
Remember, they also had earlier in the trial had dropped some of those charges. The prosecutors accused him of being involved in a drug-fueled sexual orgy.
Yeah, I'm drinking ice water. I don't even drink, but I might need me a drink today. I might need some wine. Some wine. Y'all don't be. Oh, I thought you were Christian. I definitely serve the Lord. But your girl might need some wine. And I got a bottle. I ain't opened it yet, but that mug might get open tonight. We might be popping some bottles tonight.
Not guilty of racketeering conspiracy.
Y'all know I gotta be fun. I gotta find some humor in it.
By force, fraud, or coercion. Count 3, Sean Combs has been found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. And then count 4, Sean Combs found not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Count 5, he has been found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. Our legal analyst.
So my other video speaks about that. I mentioned that's what my other video was speaking about, the charges, and the one of them that I mentioned in the other video. Y'all go check that out. That's the one that says hot trending topics, and then we got Diddy Do It, and then we got Dante's lesson. There's an update on it. Those who follow my other video, watch the other video, the Dante London saga. Did an update on that today, that dropped today for you all. And then also too, I want to pay homage and send my condolences. I did it in that video, but I'm gonna do it now too. My condolences to the Idaho firefighters, families and friends, and just that community. Blessings you all's way, and I am my deepest heartfelt condolences that this happened to these 2 heroic firefighters who just went to work that day, went to answer a call to go put out a fire, only to be ambushed. And the 3rd firefighter, that's thankfully in stable condition as we speak, but 2 was wounded by, mind you, a 20-year-old. So my deepest condolences and love to the Idaho community there, for the firefighters and their families and friends. I had mentioned it was transportation for prostitution. That's the one he's been pretty much found guilty on both prostitution charges, but none to the coercion, the fraud, which would have come up to be the racketeering charges. And I just don't get it. I believe the jurors had all day to deliberate, all day, and they came back, what now, 3 hours ago with a verdict. They didn't even utilize the whole day. Like, the holiday don't even begin for many until Friday, but let's say even tomorrow, which means you had all day to still look. But it sounds like many wanted to find him guilty on the racketeering from what I remember seeing yesterday. But there was one or two that was just holding out. And you know there's always that one or two. And no matter what somebody would say, they just was not going to see it as a unanimous decision to find him guilty on the racketeering. And so, you know, now we got to send prayers, those who believe in advocacy for DV survivors / victims. We have to send prayers up to find that there's still a chance that the judicial system may still work out by this man being faced with 20 years behind bars. And I think people do deserve second chances, yes. But just like my previous video stated, just because you have to serve a consequence doesn't mean that you're not given a second chance. See, his second chance could still be behind bars, but where he now advocates for DV people, where he now speak on it and change his life around. That's a second chance. It doesn't mean you have to get out, and that's the only way that God's giving you a second chance. A second chance is just at life that you have repented of those sins and that you now will do better and could turn something so terrible and give back and pay it forward. That's what that could mean as well. So, back to this right here.
In the courtroom, we're waiting for her to emerge from the courtroom to get her on to explain what happened in the courtroom and what further details transpired. So this, of course, has been.
Thank you all who've been rocking with me. I appreciate y'all so much, so much. Thank you.
Have been watching. Many folks have talked about the whole Me Too. The whole Me Too movement and how all of...
Don't forget to comment down and leave in the comments, did you all or do you all, now that you may know about the verdict, do you all agree with the verdict? Do you disagree? If you disagree with the verdict, which count do you disagree with and why?
You name it.
I want to go back and read that.
It was about sex. It was about power. It was about utilizing his power.
No judgment this way either if you do disagree, because look, we all still have our own thoughts and opinions.
Was involved with Cassie, did her testimony, with the testimony of former assistants of Sean Diddy Combs. It was so much going on in this particular trial, culminating in today's verdict in a New York courtroom regarding Sean Diddy Combs. Here is someone who was one of the most powerful individuals in the music industry. Someone who was very much a huge player in the culture when it came to music, when it came to fashion, of course, when it came to marketing, all of those different things that you saw. But again, you have now a split verdict in this particular trial. Like I said, we so much of this, of course, became public when that.
Also, too, y'all, just finding out there may even be a bail hearing going on today. He may be getting out on bail today, you all. This man, he claimed he gonna leave America. Please do. Please do. But just don't go nowhere that I'm considering going, because y'all, I can't make this up. I came on here quickly once I heard this, and I wanted to talk about it because, like I said, I had put the previous video out, and those people who saw that video, I wanted to make sure that they knew I was apprised with the update. So, but I can't make this up. I was supposed to actually do Wonderful Wednesday today, and I was going to be talking about, and this is already written down, leaving America, where I am seriously considering to leave America. And never thought I would ever say that because of what our country stood for. But right now, since the leader we have and those minions that are under him, we don't have hardly anything over here now. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. You're fine. Yeah, we don't hardly have any good standards, I don't feel anymore over here. So I really have been talking to my husband about, hey, instead of buying land over here, we might need to leave. There's a big world out here. Why are we just succumb to just being here? You know why we were before? Because of it being such a great country. Because we stood for so much that other people was trying to get over here. But now, what do we really stand for? What? We got a top leader who trying to change the doggone Constitution every day. Then we got a judicial system that just like, oh, go do whatever you want as long as you can pay the money, as long as you can pay money under the table, as long as you are close to being a billionaire or a billionaire. Hey, you can just kind of do what you want. Everybody else under you, that's exactly what they are. They're just beneath you. That is what I feel like our country stands for. And that's truly a sad moment in history. It is sad. And today proved again, another one bites the dust. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down on how I feel about Sean Combs, the diddler. That monster needs to be under the jail.
Videotape was released of Cassie coming down a hallway in a Los Angeles hotel. Sean Diddy Combs coming out of the room with a towel draped around him, beating and kicking her and dragging her by her hair as she tried to leave the hotel. That video, of course, was initially released by CNN. It was later shown repeated multiple times in the courtroom there. Now, also, we have a, Keenan let me know, we have a live feed from outside of the courtroom there. Associated Press should have a live feed available for us to see when the attorneys emerge. That right there, folks, is the live look outside of the federal courthouse in New York City.
Let me see if y'all can see this. Hold on.
Family of Sean Combs to come out, waiting for his attorneys to come out. We also are waiting for prosecutors to issue a statement as well.
See if y'all can watch this
Let me recap.
just as well.
5 counts in this particular case. 5 counts Sean Diddy Combs was facing. He was indicted on 5 counts. Remember, there were some of these charges were previously dropped by federal authorities after, of course, right before it went to the jury. We had Candace Kelly, legal analyst, on saying how they were cleaning up some of this, cleaning up some of the charges and refining the charges. And so it was reduced to 5 counts. And again, these 5 counts. Count 1, Sean Denny Combs, United States versus Sean Combs, found not guilty on count 1.
Here's why you choose my firm if you're hurt in an accident. I used to work defending insurance companies.
And so 5 counts, found guilty on 2 of those counts, not guilty on 3 of those counts. So a split verdict in this particular case. Reporters and others are again in the courtroom. We are waiting for them to be released, emerge. Our legal analyst, Candace Kelly, who was in the courtroom, will be joining us when she is able to do so as soon as possible. And so we look forward to chatting with her so we can find out exactly what the mood was in the courtroom yesterday when they got the note of the jurors reaching a verdict on counts 2 through 5, and they had not reached a verdict on count 1. It was described as Sean Diddy Combs sort of just sinking in the chair. They did not know what the verdict was, but they did know that they had reached a verdict on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5. The juror sent a note to the judge, saying that there were some jurors who were dead set on either side. So the judge released them for the night, brought them back this morning, and they did not meet long this morning before clearly coming to the conclusion.
So y'all hear that? They didn't meet very long today. So that tells me that 1 or 2 of these jurors already had their mind made up, and it didn't matter what evidence was going to be presented. They did not. You know how usually we hear about jurors, they kind of go back and forth. They go over the evidence. You got some jurors that's going to try to convince other jurors to see it their way. Well, it don't seem like that was even working. So the ones who, because as of yesterday, it seemed like when the 4-person came back to the judge saying they found him guilty on 2 of the charge. I think yesterday it was actually 3 of the charges out of the 5. Don't quote me on that. It might have just been 2, but that they couldn't agree on something or needed, and the judge then sent them back and said, no, I need you all to kind of talk this over and come up with something. Well, it seemed as though whoever was holding out possibly still was holding out today. And to me, that person or people should not have even been a juror on there, because you cannot go back to deliberations and not take everything into consideration. You are not supposed to make your determination of guilty or not prior to deliberations. And it sounds like this is what happened. Whoever, the 1 or 2, they had already made up their minds before they went back to deliberations that they were not going to find him guilty on the racketeering. Y'all probably wondering why I'm doing it this way. Because of the simple fact, right now I'm holding my phone, my stand, and so when I'm on live, there's no way for me to flip the camera straight to that way without moving my stand. So this is the way we got. Look, this is the way we got to do it for right now. Thank y'all for rocking with your girl. I wanted y'all to not only be able to hear it, I wanted y'all to see it as well. So
that they could not get they could not get a guilty verdict on that RICO charge. That was the number one. That was the biggest charge. Federal government charged Sean Diddy Combs, saying that he was running a criminal conspiracy, that all of the actions taken by his underlings were all done at his behest. Everything was done as a result of him. And so what ended up happening was the Fed said essentially this was a mob era law, the RICO law, that one individual was running a criminal enterprise, meaning any actions taken by any of the people who worked for him, then he or anyone else can be charged as a result of that. And so they were talking about bodyguards, they were talking about assistants. And so any actions that they took that related to any criminal actions, they said were done at the behest, at the direction of Sean Diddy Combs. That's why he was charged with this RICO statute. Well, clearly, the jurors in this federal case did not believe the prosecutors successfully argued their case, did not present the evidence to sustain them finding Sean Diddy Combs guilty of racketeering. Again, the second count, which was deemed the most serious one.
We're going to have the most successful local food system in the world. If you
look at this here, lawyer said three counts that were the most serious was count one, the racketeering charge, count two, sex trafficking, count four, sex trafficking. Well, on the three most serious charges, Sean Diddy Combs has been found not guilty. He's been found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. The testimony in the trial revealed all of the different folks who testified that they were flown different places in New York City, Los Angeles, for the purpose of engaging in sex with Cassie Ventura, with another woman who went by the pseudonym Jane. Her name is being reported in social media circles as his girlfriend up until the time that he was indicted and arrested. Right now, they're still in court. The defense attorney, Mark Agnafilo, he's arguing for Sean Diddy Combs to be released. This is what he said. This is a quote ABC News is reporting. He should be released on appropriate conditions. He should be able to return to his home. Keep in mind, Sean Diddy Combs, when he was arrested, was not granted bail. He has been in jail for more than a year, held at the federal detention center there in New York City. And so he has not been able to go home. Remember, his lawyers tried several times to get him released, even offering some $50 million bond for him to get out. But the court simply would not take that, would not accept that. And so now they're arguing that with him found not guilty of these three charges, found guilty on two, that he should be released from jail. One of the reasons why he was not released because the judges felt that Sean Diddy Combs was
I'm
going
gonna
to be,
put it
a
back
threat.
now,
He's gonna be
and
a
we can
threat,
finish our listening to it.
so many people, different witnesses as well. And so that was one of the things that took place here as to why he was not released from federal custody. And so, again, on the most serious charges against Sean Diddy Combs, he has been found not guilty on those charges.
Let's see if I can put this down.
Again, not guilty on the most serious counts, 5 counts. He's been found guilty on 2 counts of engaging in transportation to commit prostitution. And so that's where we go. They're still in court. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and in this breaking news coverage, we're going to have full coverage on Roland Martin Unfiltered tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Legal analyst Candace Kelly will be joining us, giving us the full breakdown of what took place in the courtroom. We have a live feed going right now outside the federal courtroom. So when the lawyers, when everyone else, when they come out to address the media, you will be able to watch.
Okay, so I had let some of you all hear for about a good five minutes of Roland Martin's commentary on Roland Martin Unfiltered, the Daily Digital. It's a good show. Go support. Go check them out over there. However, so just to wrap this up, I'm gonna come back on probably in about. I need to get prepped for some of my holiday meals. You all have a safe, those who are over here in the United States, have a safe holiday weekend coming up, and enjoy each other. Remember what Independence Day is supposed to be represented and thus forth. However, we know in our culture, we wait for the food, we wait for the barbecue, baby. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be making tonight, doing my spaghetti with ground sirloin in it, and taking it over to my son's, and frying up some catfish nuggets and some colossal shrimp. Look, he had a birthday that just passed, and this is pretty much, he chose, this is birthday dinner. We kind of doing it late, and so this is what he chose, but we're going to be doing that tomorrow, and then the following day, which is actually the 4th of July, my husband and I, we're just going to enjoy it by ourselves. We'll have one of our grandchildren with us until later in the early evening and whatnot. So, but yeah, hubby already and did the ribs yesterday, so we ain't got to worry about doing all that on the day of. All we want to do is tomorrow I will be doing a live, and you'll get to see part of the family, my son and my grandson and husband, and I think my son wants to go swimming, and I don't know about all that, but I may not get in the pool. So depending on how hot that sun is, because your girl in the AZ, and right now today our temperature is 104, but it's a little gloomy out. It's not real bad today, but it's still bad. But hopefully tomorrow we can have a little breeze. Look, that's wishful thinking. But but yeah, I'll be doing a family live tomorrow. We're supposed to play some bones, dominoes, that we call it bones over here. So we'll be playing that tomorrow, and I'll be whooping on my son. he think he could beat on me every time we're in that game, dominoes. But no, I'll be wiping them out. So y'all will get to see that, get to see me in the element of just being, I guess, mom and, grandma and whatever. So that's tomorrow. So I'll do a live. I don't know what time I'm going to be going on, but it might be around, I would say probably Eastern time, maybe between between 5 and 7 Eastern time, and then Friday, like I said, it's gonna be an easy day for us. Just my husband and I, but we're gonna be watching like throwback movies, things of that nature. So, but I wanted to come on today and, like I said, talk about this verdict. Hey, go check out my video, the Dante London Saga, well-known content creator on here on YouTube, video about what he had going on, and the video that dropped today earlier, about 2.5 hours ago, 3 hours ago, that I did an update on his situation, and my thoughts of this situation with Diddy prior to the verdict, and So now, and here we are. I heard about the verdict, flipped out a little bit, got in my emotions about it, and decided to jump on here and kind of between vent it out, talk it out, cry it out, all of the above with my GVDM TV family. So, yeah, I'm just really praying that I'm really praying that he gets the maximum time, and I really pray that this man don't get bail. But for some reason, just while I've been talking to you all, it seemed like there may be a bail hearing going on as we speak. So, and of course, no matter what it costs, this man gonna pay it just so he can get out and go home. I mean, who wouldn't? But if they can afford to. But it's another sad moment here with our judicial system, and then I almost feel like even if he gets the maximum time, then you got to worry about if our leader gonna pardon him, because look who the leader is. He pretty much has had the same accusations and the same charges and was found guilty on some of the same charges. So, I mean, and this mug is leading the country. This is where we are in America. Yeah. So, I cannot say that I am proud of my country. I am not at all. At all. And will just asking the Lord to lead me on if I'm supposed to even continue living over in America. And that's where I'm really at with it, because it's not getting better. They're pretty much trying to force us into a what they call a UBI, a universal payment system for families, depending on where you live. I believe it's going to matter. It's going to depend on how many are in your household, and because they're trying to put robots in the place of us people. And my thing is, if you do that, and knowing that people still have to pay their mortgage, pay their rent, pay this, pay that, then how are they going to do that? I say they because let me tell you something. The government will never be my provider. Yahweh is my provider. Always and forever. He will find a way for me to be all right. And I'm going to stick with that and believe it, and I shall receive it. So, but I am seriously considering leaving America. And those who may or possibly will consider that, jot it down in the comments if you've even felt that way as of late, those who are over here in the US of A. Because, and it's not about running away from issues or running away from here. It's about God gave us this big old world for a reason, and we do not have to stay where we feel like we're going to be under dictatorship or an authoritarian type bureaucracy. We don't have to stay in situations like that. But I tell you what, there's going to come a moment where I feel like they're going to tell us that we cannot leave, and they're going to lock us out from being able to do so. So those who have not thought about it but thinking about it now, or those who have thought about it, I'm telling you, you may not want it to just be a thought. You may want to really consider it, but consider it quickly and make it happen, because I really believe there's going to come a time where they say we cannot go. And then you got to think other countries may not even want us. And right now, there are many that do. So I want everybody to be well, to be okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. So today's video, also hit the thumbs up so today's video can get through the algorithm, and other people who may be feeling like I feel or you feel based on this verdict today of Sean Diddy Combs being found guilty on only two of the lesser charges. So we can get this out, because I think our voices still need to be heard. Those of us who are not in agreement with DV, that are not in agreement to racketeering, that are not in agreement to people being deleted by one person because he don't have it all up here. And Sean Diddy Combs, if by any chance you come across this video or you hear about it, get some help. First, repent if you haven't done so. Ask for forgiveness. Forgive those who trespassed against you. Give your life fully to the Lord. And I mean Yahweh. I don't mean Hollywood's God. I'm talking about the one and only Yahweh. Give your life to him. Because see, I'm going to try to see that Yahweh is the one that spared you and not the God of this world, which we know is the devil. So with that being said, get some help, get some therapy, fight those demonic spirits that you have, and become a better person for it. All right, love you all. Yahweh loves you more. Your girl is out. Peace.